Hey, what's up guys? This is the Bigfoot here, and I wanted to make this video. Because uh, I wanted to talk about the main reason why this game sucks. What makes FIFA games bad? And lately, it's the same thing, the same factors which have been exacerbated more and more and more through the years. Every time there's a new installment of the game, developers at EA keep exacerbating the problem, and the problem is the RNG. Not that I don't want RNG in the game, because it's football, there has to be a percentage of error, a confidence interval, and really, a really percentage or degree of error in everything. You see, it's not like, even if you're dribbling with a guy like Messi, or 99 Mbappe, or 97 Mbappe, pardon me, you could be dribbling with that guy, and there's still gonna be, that guy could be the best dribbler in the world, unless you have chimpanzees who have like hands as feet. Their feet looks like hands, and they may be able to have like more of a grasp rather than just having a control based on the pushes on the ball and the touches. There's going to be a degree of error in the game, and it's football. Do I want RNG in the game? Yes, I do. What I don't like it is the way they implement it, because the way they implement the RNG really affects the skill gap. And these type of games, these competitive games, are nothing without a skill gap. A skill gap, it's what gets people interested in sticking with a game, with a sport, with a hobby. The challenges of it is what keeps you going. But here's the thing: how about you spend, let's say you pick up football, and then you go every day to the to any playground close to you, and you practice ball control, you practice set pieces, you practice passing, you practice skills, and then you go to play a match. And then when you're playing a match, you're facing your best friend, who is a lazy bum that never goes to practice. You are tired of inviting your friend to participate on your practice session, but he never goes, for whatever reason. Could be that, or maybe hypothetically, let's imagine whoever else that doesn't go and practice, right? And then you prepare, you become great, you develop good dribbling technique, you develop your weak foot, so you're able to like kick the ball with both feet. And how about you playing a match against those lazy bums, those lazy guys that never practice, and they're getting all the calls, all imaginable calls. Whatever you do, they push you, they don't get called for fouls. You only imply pushing them, and the whistle is really quick against you. How are you gonna feel? That's the way we feel in this game. I mean, somebody that have been playing this game for 4 years has no business struggling to score a win against someone who just grabbed the game for the first time last September. So it's gonna be a level of. There's always gonna be a level of, or there's always gonna be a skill gap, a level of difference between players. because as much games as you keep playing, you keep developing. Your mind like can anticipate scenarios, and by the time you've played like 2,000, 3,000 games, of course, playing them thoroughly and against decent competition, at least close to your level, you become accustomed, and it's like you can see plays before they develop. You can see plays before three or four passes before, and that should be rewarded, in my opinion. I think there still should be RNG, because that's that's the excitement in the game. That you have difficulties, but sometimes placing the RNG to be displayed in the form that it is displayed in this game, well, the only thing it does is just kill your willpower. And willpower is a finite resource. It's not an infinite resource. It's a finite resource. There's just so much that you can drink or pull out of that bottle of juice, with that juice being that willpower. When you like break a defense and you take a 1v1 with a player that took you 3 or 4 months to acquire and bring it on to your team, and that player you got him because it's a Ronaldo, it's a Messi, it's a Suarez, and then you break the defense, you have that 1v1 with time from a good angle. You take your time because you already have experience, so that you don't mess up the composure of the shot. And if you miss that shot, you're gonna feel terrible. You might be able to overcome it, but let's say you create 4 more of those, then you start losing willpower. And let's say that still repeats 200 out of the 365 days that the game is out. If that repeats several times during those days, the game becomes a joke. There's not a skill gap. The point of this game is a skill gap. It's me wanting to prove through play that I can beat someone else, that I can beat them with my skill, because I learned how to play the game. But if they just neglect the skill gap, the game doesn't make sense. Right now, the only reason why we keep playing this game, it's probably because we set out a goal at the beginning of the year. Maybe like me, I set out a goal to have a sick team by this time of year, where I can like get to play with the players that I want to get, because it's really difficult to get them. And that's the sole reason why I'm still sticking to this game. But it's not because of the fun, the anticipation, the excitement of wanting to go to the pitch and just play freely with my mind free. Because I know that if I'm better than the other guy, I'm going to beat that guy. But if the guy's better than me, he's going to beat me. And I can take a loss. I can take a loss from a guy that's better than me. But what I can't take is creating 20 opportunities, from which maybe 7 or 8 had a really high percentage of going in, and your opponent creating opportunities that maybe he has a 60% chance of succeeding, and then he beats you 2-1 or 1-0. What it does is just defy logic, and you losing respect for the game. And then when all these rumors start to surface about surprise mechanics, about DDA, dynamic difficulty adjustment, you just start to wonder that all the results have been manipulated from day one. So maybe you beat people that were better than you because you got help. And some of the times you got beat by people that were worse than you because they got help and you got screwed. I'm okay with that to a certain degree. I'm okay with that to a certain degree, but here's the thing. Playing this game for such a long time that I have played it should guarantee me that if I have a better team than somebody that's at my level, I should obtain the win. That should be the outcome of the game if I play properly, which I do, which I try to do most of the times. But sometimes, the game just breaks out, and the delay sometimes plays a crucial role at times. And it's just frustrating and drains your willpower and your desire to play the game. We should want to play this game for hours and hours. We shouldn't be scared of playing the game. For Christ's sake, this is football, man. So this is just my request to you, EA. Put the RNG in the right places and stop defying logic, because it's not fun, man. It's not fun. We're not stupid. Don't put the RNG in my players missing passes where there's no pressure. Don't put the RNG in my players, like hitting the post 7 times straight in a match from 3 yards away. Come on, man. If I'm taking open shots or long shots, I can understand that type of thing, I can understand that in a match I can hit the post a few times. But come on, man. Like some people, we create good opportunities, and then we don't get rewarded by the game. You need to go back to your roots, EA. You need to bring this game back to your roots. It's not just about the money, man. It's not just about the money. It's about making a product that people enjoy. The money will come. You won't need to apply this type of things to make money. I think next year is a pretty good year for you guys to give us some air and make a decent game, man. A game that is competitive and give us that space so that we can breathe fresh air when it comes to this game, man. Because we have kept being bombarded since FIFA 17 on. I remember I spent the whole year in FIFA 16 learning skills. By the end, I was getting pretty good. Then, just to find out that in FIFA 17 they were just gonna be nerfed. And then in FIFA 17, learn how to play, learn how to protect the ball. And then FIFA 18 came, best game ever before patch, best game I've ever played of FIFA. And then you patched it and destroyed the skill gap, made it random. You have to allow skilled players to have some sort of success in this game. You have to allow it. There's nothing you can do. Like the noobs, they're gonna learn, because we were noobs back in the day. And I can still remember, look, I've lost games 9-0, 8-0 back in FIFA 16. In FIFA 17, I lost games 7-0, 8-0. In FIFA 18, probably once I lost a game. I lost a game once, 8-0, and lost a bunch of matches. You can see this year, look, 1,183 wins, 112 draws, and 678 losses. So, I lose. And I'm still here. It's the middle of July, and I'm still sticking to your game as a faithful fan. All I want from you guys is to make a game that doesn't defy logic when it tries to make the game competitive, so that the mechanics in the game don't defy logic. You need to analyze and place the RNG where it needs to be placed, and the game should be simple. The game should be simple. Once you get in a 1v1, the game should be simple. The game shouldn't be a problem. Plus, you add a time finishing, and it doesn't make sense that you spend some time developing that skill, and then in the game you're not able to use it because there's another variable that you add with the goalkeeper movement, where you have to wait for somebody to move to actually take the shot, which doesn't happen in real life. See, those type of things, that's where you apply the realism that you want to bring into the game, and not just in the graphics and some other aspects of it. You need to have that balance of arcadey and some skills that are effective. I don't see any problem with skills this year. So many people, they complain about La Croqueta and about a bunch of other skills, but I don't have any problem with that. I have a problem with you changing the game, taking out something that, even though it was unrealistic, gave the game some balance, which was the time finishing, the time finesse shots, because everybody would be in the box just parking the bus, and that gave the people a reason to be a little bit more aggressive on D. At least try to be more proactive on D. Now that you don't have to be proactive, you could just actually, honestly, literally let go of the controller and come out with a better outcome. That shouldn't be in the game. You see, that's one of the things that you should pay attention to. Somebody shouldn't be rewarded by not playing. You have to encourage people to play in order to succeed, and that's that, man. Place the RNG in the right places. Get some people from the community. I don't know what you have to do, but you got to get people who can teach you where to place the RNG, the randomness in the game, so that it doesn't defy logic. Because right now the game is a mess, and that's the key why the game sucks. Because the RNG is everywhere, in places where it shouldn't be. So many times I've been in the box by myself. Defenders catch up to me. Okay, I take it. I don't see any problem why defenders shouldn't be OP. Okay, whatever. So everybody gets like these players, Team of the Year's players, so have 99 shooting. Okay, so defenders catch up to anyone. Any defender could catch up to anyone. Okay, I can live with that. What I can live with is if a player tackles me recklessly because he's beat and he doesn't have any other choice but to tackle me recklessly. Why does the ball goes out and it's a goal kick when it should be a corner? Why do you place RNG in that? It's so illogical, because in real life defenders, they kick the ball out and they give the corner. You know, they made that trade-off. Instead of getting scored on, they prefer to run the chance of a corner. But in this game, people get the ball back. You beat them, you're by yourself, and then they come and recklessly tackle you. The ball goes out, and it turns out that the ball is his. That it was my player that touched the last. When the guy just came in recklessly and sort of tried to do the best he could just to get that ball out of play. So many times that happens. That shouldn't be in the game. It's illogical. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't have a place in the game. But it is here. It is in the game. But it doesn't have a place. Because it's illogical. Doesn't make sense. So many things that need to be fixed. What about the automatic what's it called? What about the automatic slide tackles? Another thing that doesn't make sense. I can understand, like, maybe standing tackles, automatic standing tackles, automatic low throwing, automatic blocking, but slide tackles, that's too much. Yeah, that's too much. Players shouldn't be sliding on their own. Okay, if you want to put it in the players that I've selected who are in front of the attacker, it could make a little bit of sense, but sometimes these players don't even have the cursor on. You need to fix that. Shouldn't be RNG in that. Okay, that's that. This was my little rant. This game, it seems that it's better just to rant than to play it. It's better sometimes to rant in this game than to just play it. Okay, this has been it, man. I'm the Bigfoot. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. I am out.